So, Namaste Bhai. Uh, Actually, now we are entering into the administrative field directly. We are going to deal with Kautilyan administration. And Kautilyan administration, why we should take into consideration? Has it got any relevance to the modern administration or not? This is the fundamental question we should put to ourselves. So that means actually our administration or our constitution, as we understand, as scholars also mention, mostly taken from Britishers' ideas, thoughts, etc. But while preparing, really now the central government is taken the name like Bharata Samhita, something they are telling. That means actually, I too had gone a little Vihanga Vikshanam, verse that constitution, because the constitution is there in Sanskrit language also. So some people sent to me to translate into Telugu or something. I don't know. Somebody must have done it. When I had gone through that, in fact, many ideas. Ambedkar, that same committee, the Constitution Committee, whatever was really that is constituted by the then government, and they have uh, thorough knowledge of ancient system also. So the system means actually Manusmriti, etc. We can't say Manus code or anything because there Varna Vyavastha is not mentioned in the constitution. So that means we have to think that Varna Dharma, Asrama Dharma, etc. are not mentioned. Equal right, equal justice, it is only mentioned. So it means to say that they might be well aware of our ancient Indian administration, constitution, judicial system, everything. But what they have done, because they have seen, that means they have read the history, um, beginning with the invasion by other than Indians. What we have to say, foreign countries. Foreign means Paschatya, etc. We can't say. Other countries. Before the invasion of others, that means like almost 15th, 15, beginning before that also, 14th century, like that. Slowly, invasions partly were taking place. In fact, 12th century, Kalahana's Raja Tarangani, 12th century belongs. He has already mentioned it, really it is a very beautiful text. But the thing is, very, very exhaustive description, and hundreds of dynasties I could collect, because he has mentioned from which sources he has collected the historical information. That historical information in Shaka, etc., he has mentioned in ancient Indian system, not like, AD or something. So that is the problem is, first of all, connecting it to modern, that, Christian era. That is one problem. And another problem is when any history takes the form of a poem, kavya, automatically it will have the what we say influence of poetic embellishments and the poetic fiction also. Automatically, what they do is to attract the audience, probably the readers. What they do is they put all very interesting descriptions into that. So that way, Kalahana's Rajatarangini is a beautiful. It is actually, it is translated as Chronicles of Kashmir, they say, like Kashmir Files, etc. So if you look at the Kalahana's Rajatarangini, it tells about you ancient Kashmir files. Because once you see that, so many invasions were there. Because the same situation is there. Always it is there, because Kashmir is close to Tibet and here Pakistan and Afghanistan, whatever is there. So that way, And also another thing is Kashmir is a divine land in the sense very, very happy land because that nature is so beautiful that is, though it is full of snow or anything, a very healthy atmosphere, the fruits, the greenery, etc. So each one, and basmati rice and also kumkum, that kesari, all these are the really available there. That means almost, rich. That is a rich place. So everyone now also why people are fighting for the Kashmir? Why not some Thar desert or anything means? Everyone wants richness. That is almost a treasure trove of Indian riches. So that is the reason everyone wants. Kashmir hamara, and everyone. So that way, that Kalhana's Raja Tarangani describes how many people have attacked, who have come, the Mleccha words, etc., there in that. Okay. Now, that is written only by Kalhana, particularly Kashmir and also surrounding areas and the almost the border states. Because according to them, this Kanauj, etc., also attack in Kashmir means because that time it was not centralized. So Kashmir was just a separate kingdom, and Kannauj, etc., Kanya, Kubja, these were different. So if Indian kings only, if they go and attack, that is an attack for them. So all this is described in that. That is another matter, and fortunately, that text is available with English translation and it is available in the market. Those who are interested, they can. But it requires a lot of patience because the description it makes your brain, that is, totally like a honey bees. So much honey is there, but before that, honey bees they attack us. So like that. Okay. Now leaving that aside, that is the reason what happened is actually the Indian administration up to 14th century, even if you look at our South India, you see Cholas, Pandyas, and Kakatiyas, and also this Krishna Raya family, etc., means we had very good administration, small pieces. And now, at present, it is states. Even country cannot rule. That's a really Tughlaq region, they say. Because half of the time they spend in north, half of the time they come to south. And the traveling time, no flights were there in those days. So only horses and crossing the deserts, etc. It was very time taking. That is the reason by the time, like, traveling from America to India now. So by the time they go to north, they spend there, they settle the things. In between, south things will be damaged. And if they come to south, then north will be damaged. So like this, all the region, even Aurangzeb, etc., they travel because they wanted to centralize. Now also, if we look at the modern administration also, see, present government, central government is situated in Delhi. And now the head is Kashmir and headache is there. Similarly, south is almost feet of that India. But what happens? Two hands are east and west. Okay. Now they have to take this hand, east to west to always problems are coming, Bengal, etc., you know that. Maharashtra, Bengal. It is, they are struggling a lot to bring entire India under one umbrella, which is really not possible. So even in olden days also the same problem was there. Just in the in the opening of our freedom, that means free India. Also, what happened? You have seen like Kaurava Pandava. See, who is Kauravas, who are Kauravas, who are Pandavas, I am not going to tell you. But thing is, they wanted a separate entity, separate country for them. So actually, we never enjoyed freedom fully as one India. We never. Britishers did the same divide rule. Muslims also did the same divide rule. It went on. And finally, also, after getting the freedom, also, we were not afraid. Immediately, soon after it is declared, everything done, immediately partition took place. Whether majority people were willing or not, but forcibly the partition was done. That means Khanda Bharata has become Khanda Bharata only. If we look at the old picture of, including Pakistan, how beautifully two hands with Bharata Mata and with head and the design of India is so beautiful. So personification of a human form. Okay, so that is gone. That is gone to the wind. And then again started. Only for some time it was there, and in between there was this like Nizam, etc. Some states were there who have not accepted the central rule, as you know, Kashmir and this and some sthanas. Then Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel has done, and these also were included into the central India. Okay. Then again, only just few days over, then that Chennai, etc., the border country, bordering states fought for the rights. Automatically, states were there. That means that these were divided into pieces. So once upon a time, Madras is some composite state, they say, it is gone. Chennai separated, Vishalandra separated. Then recently, again, a decade ago, almost, yeah, Andhra, Telugu also, just separated, not only Telugu. There are many states, well about it. I need not again narrate the whole thing. Whatever it is, but actually the constitution makers, because it was drafted before independence only, like, they have done because we want to have our constitution, etc. They had the knowledge of, because it was not the remote. The Indian administration was still here and there, samsthanas. So that way, it was not remote to that period. Therefore, they have taken some elements from that. Finally, they have prepared our constitution. So all this Upadghata, why I am telling to you means, in fact, that the present administration, as many opine, it's not totally different. It's not as it is British administration. Actually, it has got the underlying the what we say lines of ancient Indian administration. This really I want to tell you. You take any text, you take, as you know, Yajnavalkya Smriti Mitakshara, the commentary on it. It has got very beautiful English translation, and that is taken as the source of modern Hindu law. It is mentioned in law books. MIT, they write it is Mitakshara. So that means even that law also, Yajnavalkya's, because why Yajnavalkya's taken? Why not Kautilya's? Why not like Manu's means? Actually, Yajnavalkya is later to Kautilya and Manu also. And what Yajnavalkya has done is the so-called law amendments, etc., whatever we talk nowadays, that is already done by Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya's work is very systematic. The commentators, of course, credit goes to commentator. Why means he just, he has divided his book into three parts. One is Acharachaya. It tells about only Indian traditional customs, traditions, etc. That all this is described, Varnas, Varna Dharmas, as everything in Acharachaya. And then it's see how great Yajnavalkya is. Then the second Adhyaya is Vyavahara Adhyaya. Actually, Vyavahara means the legal only. That is the law. What we say, constitution, we say. Though all constitutional affairs are put together in Vyavahara Adhyaya. Then again, punishments, etc., he mentions here and there. But again, because being Smruti, it has to follow that is Srutistu Vedo Vigneyo Dharma Shastram to Vai Smriti. So Smriti has to follow Sruti. That means Vaidika Dharma or Sanatana Dharma, whatever we say. So that way Yajnavalkya had to follow. Therefore, what he has done is he has taken the Prayashchitta Vidhi also. In fact, see that Kautilya's Arthashastra, the credit why this is really great means Kautilya has not mentioned Prayashchitta Vidhi. Actually, here he talked about somewhere Yajna Yaga only touching the passing references. Abhichara, he told Abhichara can be done, black magic, etc. But he has not discussed in detail. Okay, to bring under control the enemy towards enemies, there some is mystic powers should be used, etc. Under that reference only, under that context only he discusses. But Prayashchitta, etc., no Prayashchitta at all. Kautilya, for a small, minor offense, he actually one pana, one quarter pana, two panas, fines he imposes. If yathaparada dandaha is his statement always. So, according to the offense, the fines can be increased. That way he has done. Taxes were in panas and income tax panas, etc. Everything he has done. No question of prayashchitta. But Yajnavalkya has discussed Prayashchitta Adhyaya also. All these sacred remedies, Papa Prayashchitta, that is there. So now, what our constitution, when actually why our constitution makers have done is, they have taken Vyavaharadhyaya. And Vyavaharadhyaya is very simple. Without going into this English translation, if we are able to follow Vijnaneshwari commentary, that's more than enough. In fact, one commentary on Manusmriti, Medhatiti, it is very uh, complicated because he discusses all the terms, all the words in terms of Mimamsa. It's because Mimamsa was used in judgments, etc. It's very difficult to understand. Only great scholars can understand Medhatiti commentary on Manu. There is a simple commentary, Kulluka. Manu's law also, Manu's law, Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya follows partly Manu, being a Smurtikara, partly Kautilya, it appears. So that way, Yajnavalkya Smriti Vyavaharachyaya is very comfortable. That is the reason, probably that is the reason it is taken as source of Hindu law. Okay. So Hindu law, because if you discuss with law people, they will tell you they don't know about Kautilyan law, but they definitely say yes. We have with Akshara, like how far they are, proficient. That is a different issue. So now coming to Prakrita Manasarama as a statement, it's Sanskrit. Now coming to the present context, which we are really going to focus. That is administration. So, like this, that our present administration also, all the whatever we talk about ministry or Rashtrapati, anything, governor, whatever you call, all this has got some glimpses, we can say, some parallel lines with the ancient Indian administration. So that way, study of Kautilya's Arthashastra is quite relevant to know. Really, we are not insisting anyone to reintroduce Kautilya's Arthashastra etc. But at times we feel happy. Once we look at Kautilya's Arthashastra, we feel happy that, oh my God, this is our system, ancient system, and the system is also found in modern India. That really that gives, once we go to some place, if it resembles our place, we say, oh, this village is like us. If suddenly you see a person, you say, yeah, 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 you look like my sister, you look like my brother, etc. That is, it uh, brings some connection between people that way. So in this way, now, because first Adhikarana, we have discussed only in Telugu because we wanted to communicate to our Telugu fraternity, like, about Arthashastra, because Sir has written, scholars have read also, but common people could not go to that. That is the reason I have taken that part to explain in Telugu. So, how should be a king? That means a ruler. How should be a ruler? How should be the ruled? How should be ministers, etc. That in Telugu we have already explained. Now the administration, because uh, administration, as we know, it actually varies country to country and also at times state to state a little, not totally. So like this, now when we are entering into the this main administration, how many employees are there? Only certain things only differ because which are purely ancient. For example, chariot, the head of chariots is there. So head of chariots means, chariots are not used except in the temples. So that chapter may be, it be just, but again, its relevance is there because total carpentry, the art of carpentry is described. How many types of chariots? Actually, based upon that, now only some chariots we see in Janapada movies, folk movies, or mythological movies, and the same chariot is seen in Bhagavad Gita, etc. But if we go through the Rathajatsha, then I think an artist can draw varieties of chariots. Similarly, elephant stall, etc. Now, how we have not seen elephant stalls. Also, varieties of elephants. Because Kerala is very well known for elephants. Once a person really studies, reads this Gajajatsha, Hastyajatsha, then naturally, once they go to Kerala, they can really find different types of elephants. So, like this, at least 10-20% of some relevance we find in Kautilya's Arthashastra. That way, we are going to discuss whichever is really relevant to the matter. But only the thing is, what we have decided is to go through the text also, because here people like you are Sanskrit scholars. That is the reason, particularly the vocabulary and the beautiful technical words used by Kautilya. They are very interesting. That is the reason we are going to that. Now, just touch and leave like that today. What we do is, already we have discussed in Telugu. Still, actually now, uh, we have to take some comparative lines. Present higher officials in the administration and ancient higher officials in the administration. Our discussion is over about Mantri, how he should be, how the ministers should be, how the secretaries should be. All this is discussed. That means actually all are. That means that there is a selection of ministers, selection of secretaries, selection of Guptacharas, that is um, intelligence department, that means CB, CBI, etc. They say so that all are really well described in Kautilya Arthashastra. Again, when we go through the text, all these officers appear before us. And similarly, there is a high official. Now, exact comparative thing we don't find in modern administration, but we can. Now, it is your duty. Your duty means your listener's duty to really bring the comparison, or you can really make a comparative study with the modern and ancient administration. How means here now the in the discussion of Adhyaksha Prachara, second Adhikarana, the title tells you that Prachara means actually there's propagating etc. They say not that publicity they say Prachara Charana. That's as I told you here only the technical term comes. Charati iti chara, prakrishtena charati, so prachara. The prachara is activity. Prachara is activity. Prasara is, spreading. So prachara, prasara, later on, Indian languages, whether it is Telugu or Hindi, etc., etc., prachara sabha, they say, how it has come means automatically because Sanskrit was official language when it comes to the dialects level, when it comes to regional languages, automatically certain changes take place. Prakriti is different, Vikruti is different. So that way, see, Lakshmana has become Lakhan. So like that. So that is, these are the things which come in the study of linguistics. That is again a different dias. Okay. Now, when we enter into Adhyaksha Prachar, what Kautilya has done is almost first three chapters he discussed about establishment of the town, that means arrangement of the town, and also now the thing going on, this, I mean, expansion of the city, etc., going on, isn't it? So now you can very well apply and understand also when a new city, when really Nizam king has constructed this, bridge on the Musi, and also developed this Hyderabad city. That time it was new city because till today, that is beyond that Abjilganj, it is called Abjilganj, that is, Musi is the Abjilganj, that is called old city. So that is old city, Hyderabad new city. When then cantonment has become Secunderabad, Lashkar they say, cantonment area, parade grounds, etc. were there, all are belonging to army was there. Then, okay, that done. Again, Hyderabad, Secunderabad divided by the Hussain Sagar. So, though they are called Janta Nagaras, twin cities, still again, they are separate only. Even the culture also slightly differs. Hyderabad has got, mixed culture, but Secunderabad, if you see a part of Telangana, Telugu people, majority of Telugu people settled in that. So, like this, if we take the division of the land and all, now what he has done, like as Nizam has done, now modern people, new city has come, again ultra modern city is coming, that's okay. So, like that, here, that all the entire thing is described by Kautilya in almost three chapters. Then he entered into practical administration, that is Adhyaksha Prachara, activity of the heads of the departments. In the activity of the heads of the departments, as stated by Kautilya at the end, not in the beginning, मनुष्याणां वृत्तिरर्थः मनुष्यवती वृत्तिरित्यर्थः तस्य लाभपालनोपायः. That means it is earth where people can stay. And for the people, what is important is sustenance. That is their food, their livelihood. It is important. Therefore, even in our biological needs, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, this is the order. So first food only comes into the existence. Without food, within no time, the human not only human race, the beings will not be there. Okay. Even animate, inanimate, we say, even trees, etc., also won't be there. Okay. Now, that is the reason, first, in the list of officers, first Kautilya has taken a higher officer whose term is Sannidhata. And the translation Sannidhata, Samyak Nidhata, that means one who plays well. Nidhi also has come, isn't it? Sannidhi, etc. So Sannidhata is actually, according to the translation of Kangle, and in Telugu they take Sannidhata only, we say. But according to Kangle, it is director of stores or superintendent of stores. And Shama Shastri also, for everything, instead of superintendent, he says director of stores. Okay. He puts director and Kangle puts the supervisor, superintendent. Why superintendent? They both are Nideshaka. Director is also same, superintendent also same, because superintendent supervises, director directs. So the translation of both the scholars is quite apt. So Sannidhata, what he has to do is, first of all, his responsibility is whatever goods are there. That also text we read in next class. We read the text. Now I am giving a brief account of that. Whatever goods are useful, beginning with the grains, grains to keep the grains, utensils, and also ornaments and metals, etc., etc. Varieties of goods. To keep all the goods, including the weapons, including the armor, etc., etc., all he has, and also minting coins and put the currency, strong rooms, etc. All the construction of all different storehouses, not go down, storehouses, because go down is different, only goods will be there. Human beings need not be there. They are put and locked. But where people also there, that is storehouse. Because storekeepers will be there, store in charges will be there. So that is the difference between storehouse and godown. So that is the reason now the Sannidhata has to take care of the construction of the buildings or the arrangement of storehouses to keep costly, common, average goods in according to their value and their nature, their class. That means types. What type of goods are there? He should take care of the construction of all the tools. He is the in charge. And then, of course, he really takes care of goods. Again, there are different assistants for him, under him, who help in receiving the goods of different categories. So that is, some subdivisions also will be there. So he is a goods in charge. Now, when we refer to this, actually, a little bit, it's close to Niti Ayog. You can really study and compare. And something is, like a part of GST. Because now goods and tax both are taken care by finance minister. Here finance again is different. Here goods different. That means, see how systematic was the administration according to Kautilya. Because Kautilya, Chandragupta Maurya's rule, if you want to see, if you want to know Megasthenes Indica, it throws light here and there on the Mauryan administration. But Kautilyan book is a guide. It means it lays guidelines. As he mentioned, Narendrarthe Shasanasya Vidhikritaha. So those days, probably after Kautilyan period, probably people must have taken, as I told you, even Arthasastra written by Professor Srimchandra Garu. He has mentioned the name of the book also in the introduction. One Marathi professor from our Usmania University is no more now, late professor. So he has written influence of Arthashastra in the reign of Shivaji Maharaj. That means actually it was very popular and it was really mm, kept very secretly. That is the reason one copy was available in Trivandrum that Ganapati Shastri has edited, and one was there in Mysore Oriental Library. Shama Shastri has edited because the scholars were scared, as you know, it was not brought into light. They were really lying in the libraries, Oriental Research Institute. Later on, Tanjavur, etc. So many these research institutes have come. They published many books, as you know, Shakuntalam also translated, and then Gethe, etc. appreciated, and Vedas were translated by Max Muller. What they have done, that is a different issue. Done justice or not, that is not our cup of tea. We are supposed to take whatever is good to us. No question of any controversies in the discussions. Knowledge is a light. It is a lamp. It is a fire. Please you use as it is useful to you. Don't put your finger on the fire. It burns you. Therefore, we should not. We particularly the persons who want to know something, who are jigirous, sorry, that is desirous of jigisha is in Sanskrit, so they mixed up jigirous, I'm telling. So, who are desirous of knowledge should focus only upon the light, the lamp light only. Don't put your finger into switchboard or anything. We are not supposed to get into the controversies. Only positive outlook should be there. We should avoid all sorts of controversies. If somebody doesn't agree with us, we need not bother about it. It is their opinion. This is, human right. Nowadays they say we have right. Yes, everyone has speech right, every right. If they don't beat us, that is enough. Atmarakshana, self-protection is required, but we need not really intentionally, should not create any Vagvada or any Vada with them. So this is what really I feel. Let us bother about knowledge because our purpose is only to know something.